Hello, everyone. My name is James Cox, and I'm here with my two teammates to present on Sicily today. Feel free to introduce yourselves.
I'm Forrest.
And I'm McKenna.
Okay, so we're going to start with the location of Sicily. It's located along the Mediterranean Sea along the southern coast of Italy. It's a sovereign territory of Italy and is disconnected from the mainland through the Strait of Messina. The region is highlighted by beautiful coastlines, but is also home to monstrous mountains and fruitful flatlands that make for great breeding grounds for wine. Some major cities include Noto, Messina, Syracuse, and Catania, and then Palermo is the capital city, and is home to many architectural feats. Tourism and agriculture are huge drivers for Sicily's economy, and it's also home to some of the most decadent grapes, fruits, and olives in the world.
And in terms of varietals, we see Sicily producing a wide variety, both primarily in red and white. So their most popular varietals of red would be Nero de Avola and Nerello Mascalese for reds, and Catarrado and Anzolia for whites. The reds tend to have notes of cherry, spices, chocolate, and tobacco, while the white ones are on the more citrusy side. And both of them have pretty high ABVs, and their most popular wines also tend to have herbal notes with bolder flavors, and the most popular wine in the United States is that red wine that we mentioned earlier.
Then we're going to get into the financial impacts of wine on Sicily. Sicily is one of the largest producers of wine in Italy and the entire world. The triangle of manufacturing and production, transportation, and marketing and sales of wine creates high earnings for Sicily. Wine also provides many employment opportunities for people in Italy and Sicily. Those include vineyard laborers, marketing specialists, distribution center workers, and people in the hospitality industry. The export of wine mixed with tourism are huge contributors for the economy of Sicily. It's been nicknamed the viticulture continent of the world. And the preservation of traditions, heritages, and sustainability all attract people from all over the world to see um, the old ways of how wine was produced for hundreds of years in Sicily. And yes.
So, looking back, there are some historians that speculate that Sicily has been producing wine for 4,000 to 6,000 years. There's even some historians out there who say that the wine in Sicily has been produced for over 10,000 years. Um, as such, its location is an island in the middle of the Mediterranean. And because of that, there's been multiple different conquerors that have come through from the area from both Europe and Northern Africa. This includes once indigenous tribes who originally lived there, Greeks, Romans, Byzantines, Vikings, Arab nations, and more. In the 1800s, Phylloxera ravaged vineyards across Europe. It's essentially an insect pest that feeds on roots and leaves of grapevines. There's no cure for it, and as such, the economy suffered as a result. Going into the early 1900s, many Sicilians immigrated to the United States and they brought their winemaking skills with them. So that's a reason why some areas in the US have much more developed winemaking than others, is because many Sicilians moved and brought those skills with them. As a result, the quality of wine produced in Sicily dropped tremendously, and it took a few years before that quality actually rose back up to the level that we know and love today.
And To look at the soil and weather influences, we see that there are about 3 types of soils on the island, the main one being calcium carbonate, which tends to keep the soil colder for longer periods of time. And all these soils produce different types of grapes. And then when we look at the weather influences, we see that island winds help to protect grapes from other environmental factors, which means that there's less chemical sprays that get used on the grapes because the wind is acting as a natural spray almost, and this can help the harvest last longer.
Italy benefits, and Sicily within Italy benefits from the cuisine in the area. It's greatly influenced by the Mediterranean Sea and cultural flavors of Western Europe, Eastern Europe, and North Africa. Popular ingredients include seafood, wheat, olives, grapes, rice, numerous fresh vegetables, and various spices. Some popular dishes include pasta with sardines, which can be paired with white wine, and street food such as arsene ar carne, which you can pair with red wine. The first dish is pictured here up at the top, and the second dish is pictured here. Here are the works cited that we used in our presentation. Thank you.